A very good morning to everyone present here. Today we are going to start with a new lesson, that is India Wins Freedom. Before starting this lesson, we have already learned in the previous lessons that how the Britishers came to India, how they discriminated Indians and they were forced to buy goods from British market. Then how the Indians realized that they want freedom from the Britishers. For this, many revolutionaries came into the front seat to win the freedom from the Britishers. So now we will talk about all these revolutionaries, mainly Gandhiji's role in this freedom struggle. What were the different movements that were started by Gandhiji to win the India's freedom? This all we will be learning in this chapter. With this start, we will start with Gandhiji, who was born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar. Gandhiji studied law in England, and when he came back to India, he saw that people were discriminated on the caste system and they were called as untouchables. They were treated very badly in those times. So, the foremost important step of Gandhiji was to stop this caste system and throw the Britishers out from India. But to gain the freedom, his start with the non-violent revolution and satyagraha. These were two main weapons of Gandhiji, non-violence and satyagraha. He believed in truth, non-violence and love for fellow human beings. For this, he started first non-cooperation movement. In this movement, he told the people that we will not cooperate with the British government, we will not buy their goods, and we will not help the Britishers in any way. When the British realized that the Indians were against them, they started fighting against the Britishers. For this, the first attack by the Britishers was done on the Jallianwala Bagh, which was a great massacre for the India's freedom struggle. On 13th April 1919, people had gathered there to protest against the arrest of the local leaders. When the British officer General Dyer realized this situation, he asked his troops to open the fire on this peaceful gathering without warning them. He closed all the entrance and exit gate of that bagh. More than 1,000 people were killed and many were injured. This barbarous act shocked the leaders of the national movement, and Gandhiji now wanted to give a firm reply to the British government. Then, with this, he started the non-cooperation movement, which was started in 1921 to 1922. According to this movement, people were asked not to cooperate with the British government. Students left the British schools and colleges. British articles were burnt. People started weaving khadi to make clothes. But this protest get violent, and one of the Indian in Chauri Chaura, Uttar Pradesh, they set fire to a police station in which British officers and Indian sepoys were burnt alive. This greatly saddened Gandhiji because Gandhiji's weapons were non-violence and satyagraha. Therefore, Gandhiji withdrew the non-cooperation movement, and during the non-cooperation movement, many young leaders also joined Gandhiji with them. Some of them were Jawaharlal Nehru, Sarojini Naidu, Subhash Chandra Bose, etc. So this was the main reason why non-cooperation movement was called off. Then Gandhiji also demand for Purna Swaraj. The Congress session was held at Lahore in 1929 under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the president of Congress at that time. he declared that he want complete independence. So with this, Gandhiji started again a new movement, that was Dandi March. In 1930, Gandhiji started the civil disobedience movement, and under this movement, people boycotted foreign goods, did not pay taxes, and held demonstrations against the British government. The British government had earlier passed a salt law, according to which the people of India were not allowed to make the salt from seawater. The poor people were forced to buy salt and pay salt tax. Gandhiji decided to break this law himself. For this, he marched on foot from Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad to Dandi on the seashore. The Gandhiji picked up a handful of salt and broke this salt law. This journey of Gandhiji was called the Dandi movement. When the British government got this information, he arrested many people. Some people were killed, some were put into the bars. For this, the Gandhiji was also put in the jail for many days. But the Gandhiji's movement for freedom struggle did not end here. He started a new movement which is known as Simon Commission. The Simon Commission was set up by the British government under the Sir John Simon. It was a system in which the Britishers were forced to buy the goods from the Indian market. It did not provide any hope of Swaraj to Indians. But the Simon Commission, with the Simon Commission, the Indians shouted loudly, "Simon, go back." In 1928, Sir John Simon was called to India to investigate what was wrong so that the new changes could be implemented. As there was no Indian included in this commission, the Indians were very angry. They greeted the commission with black flowers and shouted, "Simon, go back! Simon, go back!" So this was the new movement that was again started by the Indians to throw the British out of India. But this was not the end. As the Indians have decided that they want the freedom from the Britishers, so again started a new movement under the leadership of Gandhiji, that is known as Quit India Movement. In September 1939, the World War II started. The British forcefully dragged India into the war without consulting the Congress. In protest for this, the Congress government in the provinces resigned. Congress leaders declared that India would not be the part of the war as long as they were not granted the freedom. Congress launched Quit India Movement under the leadership of Gandhiji in 1942, and Gandhiji gave the slogan for this, "Do or die," because they wanted either to throw out of the British or die in this attempt. The British arrested Gandhiji and many other leaders also. But the Quit India movement spread all over the country. People destroyed the symbols of British Raj. Because with now every Indian were very angry with the Britishers, and they wanted that British to throw out of India. And the last step for this freedom was the formation of Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose formed the Indian National Army, which is also called Azad Hind Fauj, outside India with the help of Japan. The aim was free India from the British rule. He also gave the slogan that is also very popular now also, that is Jai Hind and Delhi Chalo. The World War II came to an end in 1945, and by now the Britishers had realized that they could not rule the country. Even while withdrawing, they played their hands at the old policy of divide and rule. They decided to free India, but again they played the game of divide and rule. They divide the country into two parts, India and Pakistan. But on August 15, 1947, we got independence. And with this independent country, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of India and our Rajendra Prasad became the first President of our independent nation. With this, the chapter has been ended. Hope you liked the video. Hope you understand how difficult we got the India's independence, and we should maintain this spirit of independence in our heart today also. Thank you.